Hi, this is Steve Love with Prosperity Through Real Estate and Las Vegas RIA. And today I'm briefly going to introduce you to my buddy, Mike Butler. I've known Mike for, gosh, I don't know how long, 20 years at least. Um, I believe I met you, Mike, through our mutual friend Jack Miller at one of his events at least a couple of decades ago. And uh, and Mike is just such a cool guy. He's don't mess with him. He's a former policeman, and he's a real tough guy. So you just
Hey,
don't
that's
want to mess with
bad. That's
him.
bad. Don't say that in today's
that
world. Yeah.
that was a long time. Yeah, I know they're defunding all you, but that was a long time ago. He's now a real estate entrepreneur, um, just as good as they come. I've been out to seen his operation. I've been through some of his properties. I've been to his office, and he's as successful as anyone you'll ever want to model. And you should model Mike, not just because he's a great Southern gentleman, but because he's so successful in his business. And I'm just so glad that he's going to be visiting us for our general meeting on Tuesday, May 4th. So hope you all tune in these days. So Mike, just tell me, what are you going to be teaching our folks on that Tuesday night, May 4th?
Okay. Well, thanks for the introduction there, Steve. And I tell you what, I am so excited, looking forward. I want to thank you for the invitation to get to speak to all your investors of the Prosperity Through Real Estate Association, your group there. And wow, wow, wow. Just what we've been through in the last year, no one could ever have dreamed that up. It's almost like going to another planet, everybody masking up and all. But anyway, here's the deal. Okay. I love buying holes, and that's what made me successful in real estate, along with doing all kinds of other things in real estate too. Buy, fix up, and sell to generate fast chunks of cash, which is right up your alley in Los Angeles, isn't it?
It can be. I mean, our
Yeah.
prices are very high here, and that's actually one of the questions I wanted to ask you about. A couple questions I wanted to ask you. One is what you would be doing if you lived out here in California, where our 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 median price might be north of 700,000, in some areas a million. And so, what would you be doing if you were out here? And what do you see for the future of this market right now? I think the whole country is really hot as far as real estate goes. But there are those that say, with the pandemic and with people not paying rents and moratoriums and all that, we could see a big glut of foreclosures in the future, like we did back in 2008. And there are others that say, nope, we're going to keep going on without that big downturn. What do you say, Mike?
Okay, here's what I say about that. Everything you said there, Steve, absolutely true. And you mentioned one thing there that I think is going to be opportunity that's going to be happening sometime in the next, I'm going to say 18 months. Okay, it'll start. Right now, the federal government's put a moratorium on about 90% of foreclosure ready properties, if you will, kind of like they did the eviction moratorium. So if it's got a federal back loan on it, this and that. So they are just stockpiling. They're piling up. And a buddy of mine who is our state, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, by the way. So if you pick up an accent, I can't tell it. But some people say I have an accent. You think so, Steve?
Definitely.
Oh, I do. Okay, but anyway, here I've got great news for you. Okay, here's the big thing. You guys out there on the West Coast in LA, you cannot go out and buy a house, okay, or buy a duplex or buy an apartment building or something like that because your numbers won't work. Your rent will not cover your house payment, property taxes, this and that. So what you do out there in your neck of the woods in Los Angeles is you like to buy in wholesale and generate chunks of cash, or buy, fix up, and then retail it and generate bigger chunks of cash. Okay. That'll work in any market in any time as long as you've got the best value for the dollar. Okay. It doesn't matter if we're in a down market, up market, anything like that. But back when things were really tight, when all the foreclosures were there and prices dropped down and all, you could still find great deals. But as long as you had the best value in that neighborhood of, say, 8 houses for sale, and only one of them is going to sell this month, if you've got the best value, they're going to pick yours. So anyway, back to the market. What do I see coming up? I see this. We've got foreclosures that are stacking up. Forbearance, same thing. All that stuff's piling up like the Hoover Dam. Okay. And it hadn't overflowed yet, but whenever they release that, remember I started to mention my buddy who's an asset manager and he does a lot of bank-owned properties, things like this. He said in October of 2020, get this, October 2020, there were 9 times more loans in default than the same period back through that 2008-9 crisis that we went through. Think about that, 9 times more, and that was in October. So here's what I see happening. Here's my forecast. Whenever they finally release that Hoover Dam, open the floodgates, and let the foreclosure process begin, court system's going to be overwhelmed. Okay, so depending on your state and this and that, there's going to be foreclosures out the yin yang, and the market's going to go upside down. It's going to go backwards. So right now, we've got too many buyers, and we got not enough properties for sale. What's that do? Drive the prices up. Interest rates, lowest of all time. Okay. Now, when they open the floodgates and the foreclosures start coming, our market, the inventory is going to shoot up through the roof. And when you got too many properties for sale, foreclosures out the yin yang, including not only just homeowners, but you got business owners that have their own homes. We've got investors that are, unfortunately, they're going to go belly up because of this eviction moratorium. They can't make their loan payments on their rental properties. Sorry about that, but you can tell this is live. It's not Memorex, okay? So, but anyway, so we're going to have a ton of properties hit the market. And here's what I say, okay? Whenever the Hoover Dam opens up, foreclosures hit, give it about 6 to 10 weeks after they start them. And then you're going to see all kinds of opportunities where folks have been living in their homes for a while, the lowest fixed rate interest on these homes, and you'll have an opportunity to step in and take advantage of it. And that's what we're going to be teaching on our Saturday workshop on jumping loans, how to take advantage of that. Now, back to your town. What can you do? Well, if you would like, imagine this, not in Los Angeles, but in my town. Imagine having 20 nice rental houses paid for. Okay. And I like Fred Flintstone math because he only has 3 fingers. Okay. Okay. It's real easy that way. So if you got 20 nice rental houses paid for, they rent for $1,000 a month. So let's allow for property taxes, insurance, repairs, even management. That totals up to 40%. I'm going to be conservative and go 50%. So $1,000 a month rent minus 500, at least $500. And I like to pay me first. So if you got $500 a month, you got 20 nice rental houses paid for, that's $10,000 a month. Because you own it. Because you own it, it puts money in your pocket. Now, so what I would encourage you to do, okay, is to find a town somewhere, Mayberry, USA, okay, and then do your buy and holds in that town, okay? Don't try to do them in Los Angeles, unless you're kin to Trump or you got your own oil well or something like that. But here's what I want to help you with on Tuesday. It's going to be May the 4th, right? So how to buy without banks, money, credit, private lenders, or partners. Now, this guy here, I started investing back in the early 80s. I got hired as a police officer for the Louisville Police Department here in my hometown. And I wanted something that would help supplement my police pension. So I started buying little 2-bedroom houses on my old paper route. I got a paper route in the 7th grade so I could pay for my private high school diploma. Okay. Now, our friend Larry Goins got a public high school diploma, but I got a paper route. Oldest of 7 kids, that paper route got handed down to each of my siblings so they too could pay for their private high school diploma. So I started buying these little 2-bedroom house on my old paper route. And I thought if I got 3 of them and got them paid for by the time I retired, that I could double my police pension. Well, guess what? I only had $1,000 in my police officer's credit union. And back then, the financial situation, as far as getting loans on investment property and stuff, pretty much identical. So when I got started, you had to have 25% down. Okay. How much did I have? $1,000. I couldn't play that game. Okay. So I had to figure out ways, if I wanted real estate to really help me to double my pension by the time I retire, I had to figure out ways how to buy houses without going to the bank, because I couldn't. And then that $1,000 I had to save that money to do the repairs, to buy the materials, do the repairs. Yeah, I did them with my own hands. Okay. So anyway, so I just started doing that, and it worked out pretty cool. And what I ended up doing, I bought one house, fixed it up in 13 days. The house across the street went up for sale, and I bought it and never going to a bank. And then I refied those two, and I had like $8,000 in the bank. And I told my wife, I said, man, this is easy. I want to keep doing this. She says, oh, too good to be true. It probably is. So she put the invisible shock collar on my neck, and I had to sit still for a year. Okay. And after a year, she said, okay, you can go out and buy. So that year, while working my full-time job now, okay, I bought 18 more properties, and I wanted to buy one a month, but I bought 18. Then I went to a conference like me and Steve go to over the years, and they were talking about setting goals. This was in January of that year. I'll never forget this. And they talked about setting goals. And if you're old enough, like me and Steve, one of the success slang buzzwords of the time was quantum. Remember quantum leap your goals? So I'm sitting in the hotel reviewing what I did last year, setting goals for this upcoming year. And I said, last year I set a goal to buy one house a month, and I did two. I bought 18 properties. So this year I'm going to buy 2 a month. And that terrified me. So I went, listened to the keynote speaker. They said, when you're setting your goals, shoot for the moon. If you fall short, are you a loser? No, you're just a star. Well, I really didn't know what quantum leap meant, but I thought it was like times 4. So I took, all right, 2 a month, 12 months. That's 24 properties. Times 4 is 96. What the heck? Let's make it 100. So I really, truly bit down and forced myself to figure out a way to buy 100 rental houses in that year while working my full-time job. And you know what? Did I buy 100 that year? No, I did 84. And what's interesting, okay, I never set this as a goal, but I have never gone to a bank to buy an investment property. Never. That's pretty powerful. So
it is.
Okay.
And Mike, you had a PhD though.
Private high school diploma. That's right. Yeah, that's right. And then I did long-term undercover work, murder for hire, contract killings, organized crime. And then back around 1999, I think it was, or 2000, they put a contract out to kill me. My wife said, that's it. I can't handle it. My real estate was making 8 or 9 times more than I was making as a policeman. And she said, here's the deal. She found out that my bosses called her up and told her that they put a contract out to kill me. Send her to the moon. And so she said, it's either the police work or your family. I can't handle this anymore. So it was kind of obvious what to do. So I retired early from the police department because of my real estate. It took care of us. And so, man, we just took off after that. And so real estate's been very good to me. And so I've never used hard money lenders or private lenders or anything like that to buy investment property. I want to show you how to do the same. So I want you to mark your calendar right now for it. Your time's going to be, what time is it? My time is it 7 p.m. your time?
It'll be 7 our time, which is like what, 10 your time?
Yeah, that's fine. But don't worry about my time. Worry about your time. Okay. And here's what I want you to do.
7 o'clock.
I want you to have a couple of good crayons, ink pens, okay, and a notebook. And what we're going to go through, I'm going to show you, okay, how to buy without banks, money, credit, private lenders, or partners. Okay. And I've got over 29 ways to do that. Now, I'm not sure we're going to get through all 29 in there, but I'm going to give you the biggest and the best of what I was able to do. And I tell you what, when you can go out there and you can find a deal, okay, you can find a deal, doesn't matter. Okay. If buy, fix, up, sell, wholesale it to another investor, I don't care. But if you can find a deal like that and you can figure out a way to put that deal together without going to a bank, don't you think you might be able to do more deals? I hear so many investors say, well, I got to go to the bank, and then they want me to wait 45, 60 days, whatever the garbage is and all that stuff, wait for an appraisal and all these hoops to jump through. Wouldn't it be awesome just to sit down with a simple one-page offer and say, here's what I give you for it, da, 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 da. You want it? Yes or no? Man, that makes life a whole bunch easier. And I take pride. I grew up in a blue collar neighborhood, a couple of blocks from Churchill Downs. It's home of the Kentucky Derby. You know, the kids I went to school with, Steve, none of their parents were a doctor or lawyer or CPA or anesthesiologist or anything like that. They were just blue collar workers working in factories. Maybe they have a mom and pop bakery on the corner. And that's what I grew up with. Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. We watched that on our 19-inch black and white TV. That's the only successful people I know. So,
Mike, I can't wait till you come out here and show our folks to do that.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe we should title it "How to Buy 84 Houses in a Short Period of Time."
While working your job. While working your job. And
that's right.
Because remember, I only had about 5 hours a week that I could devote to that. Yeah, I had my full-time job plus the overtime, okay, plus the going to court part. Then I had, I'm a dad, okay, to my 2 daughters. So I had basketball games. I had to sell Girl Scout cookies, do things at church and at school. And then I'm a husband, so I take care of my wife and my bride there too. And then, I'm a brother and a son. And so I had all these other responsibilities, or Steve Covey says the different roles that we have, the different hats that we wear. And so I had to balance that all out. So what I did, there was no way, absolutely no way, Steve, that I could have a legal pad or a notebook and try to and really have an efficient system allowing me to buy 100 rental houses a year. I did 84 that first year, and I kept it going for several years after that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if I was going to use a notebook, a legal pad, and all that, oh my gosh, brutal. Okay. Sometimes I coach investors too. I like taking folks like me that grew up in an environment like I did and turn them into mega millionaires, multimillionaires. I love that. That's what makes me so happy. I'm passionate about that. Okay. And it's kind of nice to get paid for it too. But I mean, isn't it awesome? Just wake up every day and do what you want. That's what it's all about. That's why you're listening to me right now. That's why you're a member of Prosperity Through Real Estate. Right? You're not here to work harder. We want to work smarter. Okay. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So anyway, I want you to mark your calendar. It's going to be 7:00. We're going to go till probably 9:00. And I've been known to go over a little bit. So 9:15 or 9:20. So if you got to put the dogs out and do all this and that, but please focus on this. This is stuff. Just think of many, many different ways that you could buy real estate in your town. That's California. Okay. If you've got more ways to buy than your competing investor or your competition, can't you do more killer deals? And if you learn Absolutely. How to do them and do them fast, okay, and do them safely, okay, my goal is to help you get those 20 nice rental houses in Mayberry, okay, and do it safely in 3 to 5 years. Now, as far as you generating chunks of cash, doing buy, fix up and retail or wholesaling and hoteling and all that in Los Angeles and in your neck of the woods there, all this stuff works there too. It's just, unfortunately, the numbers don't work for rental properties. Is that right, Steve?
Probably not unless you get some kind of incredible deal. But as a rule, let's say no. So that's why a lot of our folks do the wholesaling, the retailing, and so forth. But after you come out, we're all going to go to Mayberry, if not Louisville, and buy 20 houses.
Yeah, I love Mayberry. I love my hometown too. But let me tell you what's going to happen on Saturday. Okay, on Saturday, okay, Steve made me give you my little forecast of what I think is going to happen. And there's many other gurus that Steve knows and real estate experts. Okay, there's another one. I'm sorry. Yes, this is live or is it Memorex? Okay. So it is live, but
I don't even know if I remember what Memorex is, Mike, but
oh, those were tapes. But anyway, let me tell you about what's happening on Saturday. Okay. So on Saturday.
Yeah, we didn't even tell them that you're coming back Saturday, May 8th.
May 8th.
After the Tuesday, okay. You're coming back on Saturday.
It's going to be 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., a 4-hour workshop. We're going to have a break in the middle. And I'm going to show you how you can take advantage of all of the super low fixed rate loans that are already out there in the marketplace. There's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. My system is the only U.S. attorney approved system. Okay, the only U.S. attorney takeover payment system. and I've had 2 U.S. attorneys sitting in my class, okay, and they attended my class, and I said, "Hey, Mark, and hey, Scott, they're both U.S. attorneys," and I said, "Is this system? Do you see anything wrong with it? If you follow my system in this order, step by step, will you be committing bank fraud?" They said, "No, if they do it the way you have it laid out, Mike, it's 100% legal and it's safe, and you will not be committing bank fraud." There's so many other knuckleheads out here, is what I'll call them, that pretend like they're going to teach you how to do it, and they don't know all the landmines that are out there in the future, skeletons in the closet. There's some risk with taking over payments, and I give you all of those risks. But if you've got all that, I mean, oh my gosh, like my daughter, about 3 weeks ago, they refinanced their home, 2.5% fixed rates. How'd you like to jump in there and take over payments? Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Yeah. So anyway, so this is going to be the super sharp advanced investor, like you are listening to me and Steve right now. Okay. This is what's going to set you apart, where you can go out here and you can buy properties all day long between what you're going to learn on Tuesday and what you're going to learn in the Saturday workshop. Okay. And you're going to be miles, not, remember we talk about being 2 steps ahead of the competition, like in that book, Who Moved My Cheese? I want you to be miles ahead of your competition. I want you to be able to see deals like in the Easter egg hunt. You're going to be able to, if you join Prosperity or some other group, you might get the free monkey glasses, and all you can see are the solid colored eggs. I want you to graduate up to the X-ray vision glasses so that you can see the plaid, the polka dot, the rotten, the stripe, so you can see all of them. Okay. And your competition can't even see the deal. Wouldn't that be awesome? And you can do this while you have your job. And in today's world,
very awesome.
And in today's world, you better have your real estate making at least double what you make on your job income before you're thinking about transitioning into real estate full time. I was terrified in March of 2000 when I retired from the police department, because you know what? I didn't have a job. And I was raised in that environment. If you didn't have a job, you were worthless.
You know, I just reread not long ago that book you mentioned, Who Moved My Cheese? And the cheese has been moved, you know, with COVID and everything. But the stuff you're going to be teaching, I believe you're going to be teaching techniques that will work anytime in any market.
That's right. Correct? Absolutely. If it can work in any market, anywhere, on how to buy without banks, money, credit, private lenders, or partners. I mean, every state USA's got real estate. Okay, you can use it on dirt. You can use it on mobile home parks. You can use it on marinas. You can use it on mini storage. Okay, it's still going to be the same buying process. So you can take these strategies and different techniques and apply them to whatever it is you want to pursue, including your IRA deals. Oh my gosh, you think taxes are going to go up? Absolutely. So any deal that I do today, and I've been doing this for over 10 years, okay, any deal I do is in my Roth IRA. I want you to do the same, okay? So let's see. I had a thought and I lost it there. We're going to have fun, okay? We're going to have fun Tuesday night. We're going to have fun on Saturday. I want you to be there, and I want to get a head start. That's what I wanted to do. If you want to get a jump start on this, I want you to go to Amazon, or you can go to my website. I want you to buy my book. It's called Landlording on Autopilot right here. I got one handy. See that? And if you've heard of Bigger Pockets, Brandon Turner, Bigger Pockets, said my first edition book, it changed his life. And it made owning rental properties a breeze. And he took off and wrote about 15 other books. He must have had a ghostwriter. But anyway, he said that changed his life. And then he also gave me a big attaboy on the back side of this. And you get free forums, free investor training videos. I want you to succeed. So read that, and that'll help you, give you a sneak peek of what's in between my ears here and what has worked for me. And a lot of it's common sense that's laying right in our lap, and we can't see it. Okay. And, what else? We've been in Money Magazine 3 times, and I just enjoy this. I want to meet you guys. I want to help you launch turbocharge your turtle. You've heard real estate's a get rich slow program. Well, you can put a rocket on your turtle, get there faster. Right. So tell them some more, Steve. Where are we going to be for Saturday?
We're going to be right here on Zoom.
Okay. So for Tuesday night, who can attend?
Any of our members, anyone, even our non-members, and we're not going to be charging. We should be charging them, especially for what you're going to be teaching them. But right now with the Zoom, the COVID, and everything, and we're still under lockdown here in California, so we're not, charging anyone. So it's a great deal for you to come here, a guy like Mike Butler, and learn all of, pick
So is
his
this
brain.
their favorite 4-letter F word?
Right on Zoom.
Yeah, free. So active
Free.
members, if you've got any fellow investors, family members, people at work, people at church, people at the bowling alley, whoever that have an inkling or just a faint thought of becoming a real estate investor, now would be the time this would be the Tuesday night's the one you got to attend. You know why? Because learning how to buy without banks, money, credit, private lenders, or partners. How many times have you heard, Steve, I don't have enough cash to get started in real estate?
All the newbies say that.
Yeah, I don't have any cash. Well, I can't get a bank loan. Okay. Well, is that the only 2 ways you know how to buy real estate? This is going to blow your mind when you see what we're going to learn about on Tuesday. And it's all proven. It works. It's what I did. Okay. And I've got thousands of investors all over the country and out of the country doing this too. So on Saturday, does that cost anything?
No, it's too good a deal. It's the
Okay.
best deal out.
We're going to do that with how to hide the stuff that you own, because we're in a lawsuit happy world. And then we're also going to show you how to do what I call the jumping loans. And that's going to be our 2 sessions on Saturday, the 8th. It too is going to be a Zoom meeting. So invite your family, your friends, even your enemies, who knows, hand out cards somewhere to a grocery store. If you're in a line to get your COVID vaccination, well, hand out cards there too. Okay.
And when you do these live in person, we'd be charging you folks $99 at least for Saturday. So take advantage of this while Mike's going to come teach you guys, for free.
Well, I want to thank you, Steve. What do you think about this? Anything else you need to let them know about?
Just don't miss this, because you won't have a second chance to hear Mike. He doesn't get out here very much. So luckily we got him on Zoom where he didn't have to fly out.
Okay, so that's pretty good, guys. And I've been known to give out free gifts during these training sessions. So you're going to get freebies from me. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll put something together for you. I always do. And I want to thank Steve again for the invitation to come out and see you guys. And we can do it right through the internet, just like the Jetsons. Okay, or maybe Star Trek. Beam me up, Scotty. So, all right, take care, guys. And I'm going to see you Tuesday and also on Saturday. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Mike. Bye-bye.
Bye.